giving like, don't like my armpit, weirdo. This is giving old school. I'm sitting on your foot, man. I have not washed my hair in almost 4 days and it's barely hanging on by a thread. So please do not judge this hair. Don't you love the neon vibes? Look at my nails right now. I have orange neon tips on them. Freaking love it. It's very in this summer. So welcome to the summer favorites. I know I've been slacking on my favorites videos for the last couple of months. Obviously, you understand why. Thank you for being patient with me during this transitional phase of my life. I actually do have a decent amount of favorites this month, so I'm very excited to share it with you. I'm going to start with the food favorites. I normally save the best for last, but honestly, this month I have so many amazing food finds because I have things like Wegmans and Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and Publix. I really will tell you, I took Publix for granted when I lived in Florida. Yes, I did. And I missed Publix. So I hope that you can find some of these things at some of your local grocery stores. But either way, I want to share them with you because I'm very excited. So let's get on into the summer favorites. First up, we have a snack. I have never seen these before in my life. I'm sure many of you have. These are cocoa rolls by the brand Sun Tropic. They have salted caramel and they had an original just regular coconut flavor. But basically these little guys are like rolled pancakes that they have in Thailand on the food carts. And they remind me of the Italian cookie straws. They're very light. I don't know why. But seriously, these are just so good. And the macros on these are really good as well. 5 fat, 20 carb, and 1 protein. Absolutely amazing for the amount that you get if you just need a little like late night crunchy snack. And they also have really good ingredients. I ate these in my full day of eating video last week. Saved the packaging of these guys, but I did eat them all in 1 week. These are so good. These are Crunchmaster protein snack crackers. And they're just regular old sea salt flavor. I really like thick, hard, crunchy chips. I don't like when they're thin and flaky. I'm not a big Lay's person. So I tried these and I absolutely love them. They're giving wheat thin. Okay, that's what these remind me of. Wheat thins, but a little bit more crispy and amazing macros. So for 32 crackers, you get 3 fat, 20 carb, and 5 protein. Like that, again, minimal ingredients, and they're just a perfect little snack. I would pair these with carrots and hummus, cucumber, something like that for the summertime. So good. I cannot wait to go back to Publix and get more. And we got some puffs. We got Built Puffs, new flavor. I really like the puffs. There's now 3 different types of Built bars that they have come out with. They have the original, which is very much so like a Milky Way texture, which a lot of people honestly don't like. They think it's too chewy and like sticky on their teeth, which I completely understand. Then they came out with the puffs, which are very light, marshmallowy. They have a very similar consistency to Peeps. Then they came out with the granola bars. My personal favorite are the granola bars. The coconut and the peanut butter, chef's kiss. Absolutely love them. But this is a close second and I kind of just like to alternate them. This is coconut brownie chunk and they are coated. I'll open it to show you. It probably got melted because it's literally 100 degrees. Oh God, it's just so good. If you need a sweet treat, like you're a sweet tooth person, these are so good. And I love that they include the little brownie chunks on the puffs as well, because my favorite bar, aside from just regular coconut, was the coconut brownie chunk, specifically for the chunks. So I'm really glad that they put them on here. I had this in the refrigerator because it was melted obviously from getting shipped. So I hope I don't make a mess, but I kind of just want to show you like the inside of this really quick. That's like very marshmallowy. I don't want to make this mess all over my white bedding. You got the idea. Super good. And I really just, it drives me nuts that they don't leave the ones that most people like the best, like the granola bars. I don't know why they keep bringing them back. Marketing, so annoying, but I love them. Okay, next up is not necessarily a food, but it is a collagen supplement. I have talked about this on my channel before. I am not someone who is like super into like taking a wide variety of supplements. I pretty much just stick with the basics. However, Driven just came out with collagen type 1 and 3. It's unflavored. Just take a scoop, add it into your smoothies. I did also recently just make a frozen fruit collagen smoothie bowl, which was on my Instagram. Absolutely amazing. You can't taste it at all. And the long story short of collagen protein is that it helps with like the joints, lubricating your joints, your hair, skin, and nails, those kinds of things. So again, not completely necessary, but if you are looking for a very high quality protein, everything from Driven is always super, super clean, like third party tested. It's always grass fed, pasture raised from anything. So I just really appreciate the quality that goes into these products, which is why I personally have loved them for so long and used them, and they never upset my stomach. The only thing I will say is I wouldn't recommend mixing this in just with like a regular juice or water type of drink. I would absolutely make sure that you're mixing it into a smoothie or a thicker consistency. Okay, so Trader Joe's frozen tangerine cream ice cream, frozen popsicle bars, whatever, absolutely amazing. You need them. They're so good in the summertime. I wish that they would make these a full-time product because I think they're so delicious. And they kind of remind me of like the old school ice cream truck where it had something very similar, but I think it was an actual shape of a popsicle with cream on the inside. Like a, what do they call that? Creamsicles. Oh my gosh. Trader Joe's usually always has very, very good seasonal products, but I will say I think that might be on the top of my list. Not necessarily a food favorite, but a kitchen gadget. My Ninja Dual air fryer thingamajig that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond with my 20% off coupon. I love it. But there's a couple of things. I have used the Ninja Foodie, the 5-in-1 grill, for years. Now, I loved it because it went up to 500 degrees and it had that grill plate in it. So whenever I made my grilled chicken thighs, it got that really nice sear on it and it was just so, so good. The downside, there actually are a couple of downsides in my opinion that I didn't realize until I had this new Ninja. So it's really hard to clean, which I knew that. It's very like heavy and big and cumbersome, and like the plates are very hard to clean. You can put them in the dishwasher, but I just found that the way that it was made, like whenever I would do Dot's pretzel crumbs or anything that was like a coating, it always got into the crevices and it just drove me insane. And then I also didn't realize that this Ninja, the new one that I have, you don't have to preheat it. So whenever I would preheat my Ninja 5-in-1 grill for the grill setting, it took like a solid 10-15 minutes to even get up to 500, and then you had to cook it. Whereas this one, you just pop it in, set it, and it goes immediately to the temperature that you need. So I think that's amazing. And it's much quieter. I did not realize how loud the other one was, but this one you can hardly hear. I used it in my meal prep video. If you want to see that video, I'll link it and you can see how the chicken came out. Okay, next up is the skin and beauty category. And you know, because it's summer, we have to be wearing our SPF. If you've been following me for a while, you already know I'm going to give you this spiel. Wear your sunscreen, okay? Coming from a former tanning bed bitch, don't do it. Don't go outside without your sunscreen. And honestly, I've been wearing 50 SPF, okay? Who is she on my body? But let me tell you, this Tula sunscreen has been my ride or die since the day it came out. And I have tried many, many, many face sunscreens. And this is the only one that does not break me out, feel greasy, have that white cast, and actually lays underneath makeup. I have it on underneath my makeup right now. And it's so glowy and hydrating, but still protecting you from the sun. I want to show you, just in case you are new here and you have not seen this sunscreen before, like look at the way that it just glides onto your skin, and it's so glowy and dewy. I mean, I put this all over my chest, my neck, my hands after I use it. I freaking love this stuff. I cannot even tell you how many bottles I've gone through. Speaking of the sun and tanning in general, I think that out of all the self tanners I've tried, the Saint Tropez Ashley Graham one, it kind of looks like this but just not pink, has been my favorite mousse self tanner. I like it because it's got a little bit of green in it. So for those of you who have more of an olive complexion and don't want to look orange, I think that one's the most natural. And the reason why I personally like it the best is because it's not horrific in smell. And when it fades, it just kind of like gradually fades. It doesn't get that weird, speckly, lizard looking skin that a lot of other self tanners have given me, especially just because it's very drying. For mousse, I really like that. But then as I was grazing Ulta, I came across the Saint Tropez Gradual Tanner, circa 2012 when Jergens Natural Glow was it, bitch. This is kind of like that. Now, I think it smells a little bit better because it's got a very, very strong watermelon scent. It does not smell like self tanner at all. The pro to this is that it's not immediate. You don't have to rinse it off. You just put it on after you shower, very moisturizing, and it's a gradual tan. Downside is because it's white/clear, it's really hard to see if you're doing it evenly. So you really have to be careful with this and don't just like slather it on, you know, like you would with regular lotion. You actually want to make sure that you're coating yourself evenly and not missing any spots, because I did do that and it did not look good after like the 4th day. But you keep putting it on. So just make sure you're doing it the same way every single time. Next up, we have 2 dry shampoos, and I cannot remember if I've talked about this in a favorites video, but if I did, that just lets you know it's legit because I'm talking about it again. So this is the Verb Dry Shampoo, but Volumizer. Now, whenever I do my hair like this is old hair, so that's why it has a little bit of crunch to it. In order to get it to stay up and kind of like, I don't know, beachy, all I do is take this dry shampoo texturizer and spray it underneath like this, and just kind of like shake it and zhuzh it up a little bit. Like you could just see how much volume that it gives, and it smells so good. I will say the downside to this is that it does have a little bit of film, so I wouldn't necessarily use this on a day where I'm trying to really extend my hair. Like I'm gonna wash mine tonight, so this is how I used it today. Amika brand. This is Amika Perk Up Dry Shampoo. It smells absolutely incredible, and this one for sure does not weigh my hair down or leave a greasy feel or feeling really heavy. So for this, I also learned recently from the TikTok that it's better to put the dry shampoo in your hair before it actually starts getting really oily. So what I've been doing, because I'm really not used to this south hot humidity, I've been, after washing my hair, like spraying some around the base of my neck where I get really sweaty from working out, and like my roots underneath here, and just continuing to do that at night so that by the time it actually does get to this, like day 4, it's a bit more, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. It's got feel to it. Really like both of them, and I've been using them in combination. Speaking of sweaty hotness, your girl's been stressed, okay? Listen, the natural deodorant kick that I was on, not saving me from the shit that I was going through this last month, okay? I was sweating so bad. And then when I moved here, I was like, holy crap. I mean, I'm sweating just like stepping outside because I forgot about the humidity. Like I knew that living in Florida, but I just, for some reason, forgot. So I had to switch back, and I tried something new, the Clinical Strength Secret Stress Response 48 hour, and while I don't really think it's 48 hour, I will say I think that it is very, very good for that stress, smell, sweat. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I know this is probably horrible for me and I shouldn't be using it, but listen, I don't want to stink. I can deal with the sweating, so I don't even really care that it's an antiperspirant. The stress smell. Do you get that? Let me know if you get that. Enough of my nastiness. Last beauty product of the month is this. I keep calling this the prickly pear. It's giving Jaclyn Hill lipstick saga. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. This is the Buxom Exfoliating Lip Powerful Scrub in Sweet Guava. I'm not going to put it on right now because it gets the little beads everywhere, but basically it's such a good exfoliating scrub that you don't have to touch with your fingers. One of the reasons why I don't like lip scrubs is because I hate rubbing it on my lips and getting the beads stuck under my nails. So this was amazing. It really does work. And then I kind of just like take a washcloth and just either wipe it off or just go like that and you kind of eat it. I don't really know if you're supposed to do that, but anyways, it's amazing. It really does work if you have dry, chapped lips. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I put on my Laneige lip mask, which is still, I'll throw her a little shout out because we love her and she is an OG also. Okay, moving on to the random category. When I showed you in my house tour the picture frame TV, I didn't even realize how much art you could load on this TV. I think this is just the coolest concept ever. Like whoever invented this, so fantastic. I know it's a little bit of a splurge, but one, I really didn't want the TV sticking out far because I don't have a ton of space in between my bed and the wall. And two, I thought it was so cool and you can load all this art and it looks so real. Like it legitimately looks like a freaking painting sitting on the wall. So I have to throw it out there because typically I'm not a like over splurger on things like that. That's out of my norm. I don't really care what kind of TV I have, but for some reason I just needed to have it, and I'm glad I did because I freaking love it. And another one of those things that kind of also falls into that category is my towel warmer. So, I saw this on TikTok and I was like, all right, 20% off Bed Bath & Beyond. And so I bought it, and I've been having my robe in it. And listen, the only reason why I'm able to use it in the summer is because after I wash my hair, I turn the shower as cold as it gets and blast my hair with freezing cold water. I don't know, my stylist told me it's really good for my hair. But I'm freezing, but it's kind of like a contrast shower. So then after I get out of the shower, I use my warmed towel or warmed robe out of the towel warmer. Fantastic. Totally like an unnecessary purchase, but I actually really liked it. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is my bird feeder. I never in a million years thought I would say that a bird feeder is in my favorites video, but here we are, okay? So when I was a kid, I don't have like a ton of memories, but this one memory that I have with my uncle who passed away in a drunk driving accident, I really loved him, and the only like profound memory that I have is feeding the birds with him. And I just like it, I didn't know that this was going to like elicit this type of memory, you know what I mean? And for some reason, I just decided to get a bird feeder because behind my house, there are so many beautiful trees, and every morning when I go out there on the patio, I hear so many of them singing, and I just like decided to get a bird feeder. And when I tell you, bitch, the serotonin that this bird feeder brings me, like I get so excited in the mornings to go out there and see like which birds are coming for their breakfast. At first they weren't coming while I was out there because the dogs were out there and they were a little nervina. But now they come out there and we just sit on the patio and we watch them, and I have like blue jays and cardinals and house finches, and there's like this other really teeny tiny small black and white bird that I don't know what it is yet, but I'm on the hunt. And I just love it. I also got a hummingbird feeder, but I think because my backyard's not big enough, they haven't come. So if you have any tips for hummingbirds, let me know. But listen, I love watching the birds at the bird feeder. Pure serotonin for my day. And I also, when I was showing you my houseplants, I want to talk about this app called Planta, and it is a paid app. I think it's like $34 a year, but if you are not super experienced with taking care of plants, it is very helpful. Not only can it identify the plants for you, because one of the ones that I purchased was like some exotic Japanese plant that I had no idea about, and I've been doing water Wednesdays where I water the plants on Wednesdays. But then that guy started looking sad, and I was like, oh no, did I overwater him? Did I underwater him? Did some research, found the Planta app, and it has been saving my life. I mean, you can literally like tell it where in the house your plant is at, what direction your house faces, how much sunlight it gets. It will tell you everything that you need to know about these freaking plants, and I'm here for it. If you're new to taking care of plants, highly recommend, and I have not killed any of them yet. Lastly, I just want to also talk about being outside in nature. I think I had this misconception when I moved from Florida to Iowa that I was going to be like this outdoorsy person. But unfortunately, like I didn't realize how far you had to go in a place like Iowa to experience outdoorsy stuff. And the only real thing that we had was like the mountains, which was again still really far, but it was winter, and I'm just really not a winter sports person. I just don't love it. I have been doing hikes, just like solo hikes by myself, sometimes with Bailey, and I love them here. Like there are so many beautiful hikes in North Carolina, you guys, unbelievable. I never thought I'd be that kind of person, but I just have been finding it so peaceful and like grounding, and I just love it. So I'm throwing that in there because it's just a favorite of mine this month, and I hope that I'm able to continue like trying different trails and hikes because I've been having so much fun. Anyways, that is my very long June favorites. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything, or if you have something that you think I should try for next month. I'm going to try to keep up with my July and August favorites. So as always, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, click subscribe, and I will see you on Monday or Thursday, whatever day this goes up.